Nice. Right when we go live, you just belched right as we went live. Oh, that's amazing. Oh boy. Just make that lower.
Please lower. There you go.
Yeah. Well, we're getting set up. YouTube makes everything so weird. I don't know what things look like until it's like you have 3 seconds before a picture happens. Hi. Oh, hi guys. Sorry for the bumpy start. Oy vey. Oh wow. Hi. How's it going, guys? Hope everyone had a good holiday, or holiday is still going good if you still have holidays going on now. I just wanted to say hi and spend a little time just, checking in, talking about future of the channel and stuff. And also, the holidays can be hard for people. This hasn't been my most fun holiday ever. So I just wanted to, do something for you guys, to say thank you, but also give me something to kind of look forward to through the holidays. And then also maybe any of you that might want something like to distract you, or you know what I mean? Like my thesis is so weak for this. I'm okay. For anyone who is a little newer or doesn't check like my social media or anything like that, my grandfather passed away around a little before Halloween, and it's just been a tough year, and then kind of makes the holidays a little sucky. And I know I'm not the only person who has like bad news or anything, especially in life or this time of the year or what have you. It's just been hard. And sometimes I'm throwing myself into the channel and like, oh, I'll do extra videos and, edit a bunch of stuff and keep myself like really busy. And it feels great. It's very cathartic. I don't feel forced to or obligated to, like I want to. And sometimes I need to kind of take a minute to sort of rest, and that's why there was no trying to stand this week. Those are just, I love doing them. They're just really big projects. It starts with 2 hours of me crying and talking, and I have to narrow it down into a palatable video for others. And I just kind of wanted to take a little time so that way I was, paying attention to myself, but then also had the time to, call my family and check in with everybody more. I noticed that with, my upload schedule kind of increasing for a little bit there, and then also having a full-time job, I realized that my calls to check in with my grandma were fewer and farther between, and my brother, my sister, or people trying to reach out in my life just to check in with me. And I feel a lot better after just taking even just a couple days off. I have a lot of amazing people in my life, both my personal life and then also all of you guys sending me support when I'm like, hey, it's going to be a little lighter for a couple of weeks. Like, I just want to say thank you for that. I had friends like coming to visit me and everything, and just having the time to focus on that instead of like, okay, if we hang out until 6, I can then edit for 6 hours and sleep at 12, or I can make it 7 hours and sleep at 1. Like, just moving at a little bit of a lighter pace, because I love making videos. I love this channel. I love and appreciate all of you guys, but it's not a full-time presence for me yet. So I need to kind of remind myself of that, like I take it very seriously. I love doing this. I would love for it one day to be a full-time thing for me, but I have to remember that, hey, like, you're still going to be able to have somewhere to sleep and eat if you take a couple days to focus on yourself. And I also kind of want to throw that back at everybody, whether you're also making content or whatever it is you're doing, school, not school, whatever it is you're doing, remember to always kind of take care of yourself. And I prompt everyone to at the end of my videos, take care of yourself. I would feel like a hypocrite if I didn't implement that for myself as well. So I don't know, maybe if someone were to take a page from my book, they'd benefit. You know what I mean? Like, trying to think of things. If I'm not going to focus on myself, I could at least focus on like, well, someone could learn a lesson from my lessons. So why don't I live my own lesson, But everyone's doing well. for those of you who've been asking, Mary Chrysler. I've been able to like talk to my grandma a lot more lately, and she's doing well. I'm very, very proud of her. I called her yesterday, and she's busy cooking stuff, and that's a real good sign. And I too hope Copa doesn't screw me over. Thank you. I don't think so. I'm doing my best to keep on top of that. And I don't know if you're aware of how many times I bleep things or talk about sensitive or heavy things. I consider the channel, I've always considered it PG-13. That's been my goal. You know, my demographics from the YouTube analytic number things are telling me you guys are above 15, which I appreciate. Shout out. So I feel like I'm safe there. I've marked the channel not appropriate for kids. So, you know, ask your parents' permission before trying to stan. Ooh, that I should start my videos that way now. Yeah, I feel like it's I feel like with the themes I talk about, I feel like people of all ages should be, you know, aware of those things that we talk about on the channel, but like I don't go out of my way to make things universally friendly for everyone. You know, sometimes my jokes are a little dark, a little dry. Sometimes the subject material we're going to talk on is a little intense. Like when I have friends who have younger kids and like, oh, they watch YouTube, can they watch your stuff? I always tell them no. Like maybe watch my video first and then send it over to your kids. Even like talking about like Steven Universe, Over the Garden Wall, Adventure Time, which will be the next show after Steven Universe Future. Like I like to talk about the more heavier things, and I don't want to bring the same energy to like, you know, oh, like I don't want to talk about like heavy things in front of a kid in case, you know, they're not like in real life, in case they are not like ready for it, or their parents are like, hey, I'd rather have that conversation than you know, you're an idiot, I'm a parent. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's kind of always where the channel's been. I haven't gotten anything from YouTube saying like, how dare you say you're not for all ages? I feel like I'm very much not. And I feel like that's been established if you were to watch my videos. So I feel like I'm good there. So yeah, ask your parents' permission before trying to stan. But yeah, someone I noticed that in the chat, and I wanted to bring that up in case people are worried, because that whole thing's super scary, and it's just more things to have to double check and hoops to jump through. And you know, I'm not gonna over censor myself or like sugarcoat things. So I'd put that at like a over 13 kind of a deal personally. And I hope that YouTube, Google agrees. But yeah, I hope everyone had, whether you had holidays or not, I hope that they were good days, you know. I'm 18 to give you peace of mind. Thanks. But I hope that helps, because like I won't lie, like I watch a lot of YouTube that, you know, I sit there and I'm like, oh man, like I hope gaming channels don't have to suffer through this, or really anyone. But like I know my YouTube twin Sauce Stash, I know he's he's tweeted a couple things about it, and I'm worried just because I want people to be happy and to be able to make content and stuff. So like I do get, like, I understand people asking me that. But I don't consider myself all ages. When YouTube asked me, I told them I don't go out of my way to be all ages. I don't think I'm all ages. I haven't heard anything back. So yeah, just like how I'm a little concerned for channels that I like, I hope that helps anyone else who might be concerned just because I saw that pop up. Oh God, it's 1 a.m. in Germany. I'm so sorry. Well, when I don't have so many schedules and personal things to jump through with my time, I promise I'll do a 24-hour stream so everyone can see me for 10 minutes wherever you are at least. But I also just want to tell you guys, like, as we're ending the year, like, thank you Like it's easy at the end of the year to kind of benchmark your life and your accomplishments. And like a lot of good things have happened this year outside of the internet, and a lot of bad things too. And I found my little mental like checklist of things I wanted to do this year. And the biggest one was I wanted to be partnered before I'm 30. And that happened in April. um, yeah. So I just want to say like, I appreciate you guys and thank you. Like this year's been insane. I've been doing my best to keep up with the size of everything and following up with comments and, doing more research into like equipment, which I have now. I have better equipment and now I'm learning how to use it so I can start using it to film. And yes, it's with a real microphone and everything. So that I meant to post a picture yesterday, but I kind of lowballed social media for the holidays. But I got a real camera with an external mic. I'm learning how to work with it and set it all up. And then hopefully the soundproofing stuff I have in the studio will be complementary to that. But that is my present to all of you is I threw some more money into the channel and I upgraded my equipment and it's starting to show up in the mail. And I definitely want to, like still obviously do music videos and trying to stand, but I also want to start setting up like other ideas to see how they go over with you guys. Like when I did horror video games in October or when I did cooking video, like I like to do around Thanksgiving. I really want to do more of that. But like not on Tuesday. Like I want to keep Tuesday trying to stand. I like the sound of it, but I want to keep Tuesdays as trying to stand consistently. So it wouldn't be a replacement or a surrogate. It would be an extra video that week just to see how people are feeling about that. And if people like it and they get, liked and viewed and shared, I'll definitely take that as a sign to keep doing more. But I love doing those and I want to do more. 2020 goal also, PO box. I saw someone just ask for that. Yes, that is, I'm looking into it right now. It costs a little bit of money that I don't have right now, but that is a 2020 goal is to get a PO box set up because people are asking. Absolutely no obligation for anyone to send me stuff, but if you want to, I'll definitely have that set up soon. And I'll keep everybody updated on that, like on the community page on YouTube and Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's definitely on my 2020 goals list is to have a PO box, get all my equipment here and then learn how to use it. So that way the quality increases because it breaks my heart a little bit when someone finds either an old video or even ones I'm doing now where it's like your audio quality kind of really sucks, but maybe not worded so nice. And I'm like, this is a really old camera that I found in a closet that no one was using. I'm so sorry. So I'm trying to up my game in that world as well. That's my very first early 2020 goal is to have all the new equipment. Like I'm familiar with it, set up, everything. I've been yutzing around with my new camera and I'm going to start yutzing with the microphone as well. I'm pretty excited for that. Makes me feel like a big boy channel to have a real camera instead of one that was definitely designed to take photos before video. I'm trying to find. Yeah, thank you. I can't wait to hear you and see you even better. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts my soul, especially with I had to upgrade my phone because it was dying so much, and I'm filming myself in the living room watching Steven Universe, and then coming in here, and I'm like, oh yeah, I hear it. I hear it hard when I'm editing, and the audio quality just dumps, just plummets. I know I've missed a couple already, but I was thinking about if I can find a way to watch it at home because I don't have cable. If I can, you're a big brain boy channel. Yes. Hollow Taco. Yes. That was a sweet PewDiePie reference, man. I want to maybe try to live stream award shows too. I don't know if I'd be able to like stream the award show, but since it'd be happening live, if I can get my not cable apartment set up to watch them, like just to have thoughts and everything with everyone, sort of like a watch with me kind of a thing. I don't know how I'd be able to host a stream of the award shows, or even if I could, but I think that would be kind of fun as opposed to like, a 15-minute snippet of my thoughts. It's like, well, it's live. So if you tune into me while watching it, they would ideally sync, right? That's how that works. I think that would be kind of fun. If people would be up for something like that. I want to do stuff like that a little more. I also, I kind of want to maybe do some like under those side videos, like do some more movies. I really want to see Cats so badly. I was very against it, and now seeing what a disaster it is, I can't stay away. I love bad movies. So I really, really want to check that out. I kind of did a Twitter poll on that, and it was pretty split under please don't do it and oh my God, do it. So I kind of want to see how that's going to go this weekend. I've been learning a lot with the Steven Universe Future videos on how I kind of want to tackle those kind of things, because Steven Universe Future has also been kind of my guinea pig for how I'm going to do like shows in the future, because I'm not going to be able to sit down and film myself like watching 10 hours of Adventure Time and then edit through 10 hours of me sitting here and what things do I say. So I'm thinking of ways to try to tackle those kind of videos. They'd probably be more review than reaction, because I like to blend the two, because I think it's fun to kind of have more thoughts. And I feel like people who like the channel, that's what you guys seem to be enjoying, is like, oh, like the little benchmark of what resonated with me, and then exploring that more. And that's what I like doing too. It makes me feel like, even though I'm reading the comments afterwards, it makes me feel like I'm having a conversation with people about it, as opposed to like, oh, you want me to listen to the song? Oh, neat. Like, like staying in and having a conversation. So I kind of want to find a way to meld that into other mediums, especially longer ones, like watching a whole season of a show. I also want to, I also have a couple of video essays that have been floating around in my mind that I want to do. And those would also still be bonus videos. One of them being, a lot of people really liked a comment I made about Greg Universe's role in Steven Universe, and I've been dying to do that video essay. I also want to do one about Avatar: The Last Airbender's Netflix attempt remake that we should be getting soon, because I see a lot of people ask me to do things, and it's like I've already watched Avatar: The Last Airbender like 5 times in its completion, minus randomly watching episodes. So it wouldn't be the same kind of thing. Same when people ask me to do a Hamilton video. It's like, I saw that live. I've listened to that soundtrack a lot. I went to go see Hamilton's house in New York because my friends are also nerds. So I'm trying to find ways to do videos on things I've already seen. So it wouldn't be so much a reaction, but maybe more of a discussion or a breakdown, while also still trying to stand and trying to mediate between a new artist and following up on artists. Because I know sometimes I go really heavy on new, and then people ask me, well, what about the things you've already talked a little bit about? And then going heavy on sequels. And it's like, what about these other ones? I'm trying to go back and forth on that. But I think that would be like, those are sort of things that I'm contemplating, because like, yeah, I'm taking a little time off from bigger videos for the next like week or so, but I'm still thinking about it, still thinking about how I want to tackle it, like trying to take things that people like about what I'm already doing and what I can improve on, or what I can take with me into a different concept. And it's exciting. It's just, I'm also insanely nervous. Cause like it's all been growing so rapidly, and I'm so afraid of, the number going back down. And easy come, easy go, as they say. So it is a little nerve wracking at times, but I'm brainstorming all these things. And yeah, I think maybe doing like more of when people suggest something I've already listened to or seen, like maybe doing more of like a my thoughts kind of thing on it. This is also something where my podcast idea that I want to do once I start to get a footing on everything, where it's exploring more of the stuff that like I've already listened to, like either a song that's changed its meaning for me, or people have left a lot of comments on with information I don't have and what it does to my interpretation now, or even on things that I've already seen or listened to, or longer follow-up discussion in a podcast form. So that way I'm not putting 20 minutes of all my thoughts on a song into a video. It's like, oh, like I elaborate it more on the podcast. So the people who like the talky parts and can go find it on a podcast, and the people who are like, shut up, where's the next song, they'll also have that. I feel like that would be also fun, because I used to do a podcast a while ago and it was awful, but my buddy and I had a lot of fun doing it, and I feel like it taught us a lot about the styles that we both have and our voices. And unfortunately, we both just got busy doing other things, so we had to stop that podcast, but I really miss it. And I really enjoyed making one, and I'd like to go back to that, and then that way I could also explore things more. Like I'm afraid to do more Adventure Time songs because I don't want anything spoiled for me, because it's already hard. As soon as someone has a comment that's like, oh, this was spoiled for you, I have to skip the comment right away so I don't get the whole thought from the comment, so that it doesn't get spoiled. Because I feel like there's times where you with information will see that I had something spoiled for me, but I don't know it. So then subsequently, I would like to elaborate on the songs in the review, but sometimes I'll forget. Like with Steven Universe, there's tons of songs that I've missed there. Or even like say Lady Gaga, there was gonna be a video of me seeing Enigma, and then that just didn't happen. And I really didn't want to make a video where it's me just sad that I didn't get to go see her show, and it canceled because she was sick. And here's a 10-minute video of me just upset in Las Vegas. That's not fun, right? But then that would be something to talk about in the podcast, or like, what happened to the Lady Gaga video that you promised. It's like, oh, only a little bit of you followed me on Twitter. I got really sad on Twitter, and I was like, no, heads up, guys, like it's canceled. I'm a mess, by the way. So that way you could also, like, it would be a place to like fill in more of those gaps or talk more on things. So that way I'm not just pseudo vlogging every experience I have with things. I think it'd be fun. But yeah, it would just be me on my iPhone 7 that couldn't hold a charge longer than 2 hours, just crying because I'm going through a lot of stuff outside of that. And then the show got canceled, and now we're stranded in Vegas. We looked good though, but it was just us stranded in Vegas and strangers offering to hug me, thinking I'm just crying about Gaga, and me spilling my guts to a stranger about my family. So like having a different outlet for that, I think would be fun. I also, I definitely want to make sure in 2020 that I'm covering a wider variety of music, because I learned through Panic at the Disco and My Chemical Romance that there's a whole world of emo music that I don't know anything about. And I realized I just walked into this whole world that I can't wait to learn more about and explore. But then I'm like, there's also so many other doors, and I want to make sure I'm touching on as wide a berth as possible. So I think having something like a podcast to follow up on those things, I think would also be ideally interesting for you guys. But I think it would also give me more of an opportunity to explore things further, as opposed to, here's the 5 songs I know from My Chemical Romance, so these are the 5 songs I will listen to in my downtime, because I don't want to accidentally listen to like a major song people are asking for while I'm walking to go get milk and eggs and I'm listening to it on Spotify. So I don't want to be stunted in my exploration, and I don't want to do it without you guys there. So I think that would also kind of help bridge that as well.
Did you see the trying to craft suggestion?
You what?
Trying to craft.
Trying to craft what?
Crafts.
Just crafts?
Yeah.
Just me making, it'll be a 30-minute video of me trying to, those like lanyard plastic strings that you can make into geckos and like, I don't. I was so bad at them all the time. I made like one rectangle once and I was so happy about it that I cried. So I was like middle school. But I'd love to do more different things like that because I'm not really good at picking up skills on my own. It's like, oh, I had to do this, so then I learned how to do it. 48-hour crochet stream.
Yes.
Alana crochets, so sure, I'll just have her crochet for 48 hours straight. Not clickbait.
It's like a Yule log.
Road to 100 hours. Yeah, it's a holiday Yule log, but it's just you crocheting. But I'd love to do more. Makeup would be fun. I don't know anything about it. Do you think it's safe to say what happened when I thought of doing a trying to stand makeup video? Because it was right when
all
the Tati James Charles things were happening. Literally the day I thought, oh, I should do a video and like pick a makeup artist that I don't know. Then all that stuff happened, and I went, I'm just gonna take a step back. I'm just gonna go sit down and listen to music and watch TV instead. Oh, yes, please. You're wonderful. Thank you. Literally within like 36 hours of the thought. But I definitely want to start branching out into new things, but I think I'm gonna maybe start small and see how it goes, maybe, as opposed to going for a titan of social media and the industry, if that makes sense. I don't know. Hi, Steven. But I feel partially responsible. I jinxed everything. Like the instant I thought doing something in that world, then everything just happened. So I stay in my lane. But I definitely want to try out like a lot of different and like keep expanding everything. Like I don't want the channel to just be music, but music is something that I do love, and the more new music I check out, the more like exciting that is for me. I don't ever want that to go away. I just want to keep adding, if that makes sense. Or like, hey, like I'm working on a really big video for like, because albums are really hard for me right now because those are like anywhere from 15 to 22 songs, and my videos are usually 5. And I learned from Art Pop splitting them up isn't the best idea for me right now. So maybe if I were to do an album video where it's really big, I could then also mentally take a break and focus on a side video about crafts or makeup or a show or a movie or what have you, while also doing a really big music-based project. Once I feel like I've earned that rapport and I have that safety of like, well, if I do something that isn't music, people won't jump ship, which not to say people have, but that's always a constant fear in my head. Like this week when I'm dropping Steven Universe, taking a little break, did another Steven Universe, I was really scared people were gonna just deuce like, oh, he's done with music, bye. So I want to make sure that I have that rapport with you guys and that trust for people who are here for music and not cartoons or Steven Universe to know that like, oh, that's not gone. I'm working on something, or I need a little break, or I wanted to take a break, but I've already committed to Steven Universe and I'm not going to not watch the new episode. So I might as well just do a little video as well. But like those kind of things just kind of go through my head sometimes. And I want to make sure that I'm putting myself in a situation where I'm not psyching myself out, because I don't want to then like try too hard or be off kilter in a video because I'm like scared. if that makes sense. So I want to make sure that I'm staying in that mind frame, but also then supplying what people are enjoying, if if any of that makes sense. But but yeah, and that goes both ways, like for people who like the Steven Universe and the cartoon stuff, but music, like, and then vice versa, if people are here for music stuff and I do more animated stuff, I know logically to trust you guys that like no one's just like, if people abandon ship, ideally it won't be a lot. But when I branch out a little bit, I do feel safe knowing that like I'm not just over for a lot of people, and then vice versa. It then gives me more of the ability to branch out. But I want to, especially if I start looking into like full timing YouTube in the future, should the number grow to a certain point that I don't want to say and jinx. But if that were to happen and I went full time, like Tuesdays would always be trying to stand, and then like Thursdays would always be like a fun extra one, and then like the weekends would be like, movies, TV, crafts, fun extra stuff, live streams of me just trying to do a craft. You know what I mean? Like cool things like that. Like once I'd have the time to do it, but while my time is limited into what I can invest into creating for you guys, I want to make sure that like I'm as consistent as possible. If that makes any sense. Cause like it makes me just as nervous trying new things without like before the channel to do it now, where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go like too far out of the norm and then everyone gets mad. But I think I also kind of need to, and moving forward, trust myself, like trust that, oh, like whether I'm making a pie or crying over, a really intense song or a really intense theme in a show, that like people like watching me do stuff. And I think I need to start embracing that mindset more. If that makes sense. Um, but I appreciate it because like I really miss doing the video game videos. Those just take up a monstrous amount of time and then also storage space. So I want to make sure that I'm spacing them out. But I really want to do Undertale. Blair Witch just popped up for the PS4, which I have. I really want to like keep playing more horror games, and I kind of want that to be something on the channel as well. But I also like learning how to cook, and I really like making those videos, and I love that people are like watching that stuff a little more, and that's very encouraging. But yeah, I really want to like keep expanding while still like trying to stand as becoming a staple of the channel. Like that I want to stay, but I also want to, for doing extra videos, like start expanding. So it's like, okay, like people, these kind of videos also go well. Or like Steven Universe was a huge shot in the dark. I just knew it was a show that my brother and my sisters wanted me to watch, and it had music. And I'm like, cool, I do videos about music. And everything just, I loved the show, and then people kept watching the videos, and I'm like, then I'll keep doing that on top of music. And I want to keep going in that direction. And I'm also trying to think. I've been having ideas of like, I don't ever want to pit fandoms against each other, but I want to do like an end of the year, like my favorite songs that made me cry in 2019 on the internet or something like that. But I don't want to ever come across as like I have a favorite or one I like more over the other. You know what I mean? Because something I really enjoy seeing is when someone leaves a comment like, oh, I came here for Steven Universe, but now I know IDK How and I really like their music from watching your video. I want to keep those bridges there, but I also love the idea of ranking. Maybe it would be better to rank my crying than the song itself for like an end of the year video. I think would be fun, because first I wanted to do like I'm going to do an award show and it's going to be called the Stannies. And I'm like, I don't want this to seem like a competition, like I rank your crying, right? I think that'd be a good idea. but I want to make sure that I'm still keeping that energy of like, hey, like you can like this and not like this and also like that, and we can still be buds. Like I want to see, because like I love seeing like people like interacting with each other and like informing each other and having discussions, but then also trying to stand crying Bill. Nice. But I also like seeing people also go out of the comfort zone because like, hey, I like your Marina videos, but like, man, now I really like 21 Pilots too, and I never would have listened to them without like bridging that gap. Soundtracks and musicals fall kind of under the same problem with albums where I'm like, that's a lot, but I really want to. Sorry, Anna Rose asked that. I'd really like to. I'm worried because I have my degree in musicals and I've had to spend years and years studying them. I don't know if I'd be able to tackle a musical from the same open mindset as when I do music, because it's like, oh, I don't know anything about you, your style, your genre, your work. Empty cup, let's go. But with musicals, I'm very negative, or I can be. So I always worry about how that would go. Even outside of a video, sometimes I don't like talking about my view on musicals, because same reason why you don't want to talk to like someone who's like a real big foodie or like a wine like person who's like learned so much about it. It's like, oh, I just like red, and it's like the dry cabaret, the macabre of the flavors. It's like, that's nice. I just like red wines. You know what I mean? So like I don't know. I'd love to, but it's also I want to do musicals, but it's also there's always the argument of like, well, do you really know it until you see it? And there's very limited theater in Chicago until there's like a short burst of having a lot of big theater in Chicago. Like right now, I went downtown the other day and it's like, oh cool, Phantom's back for the 20th time. I really don't want to make the 10,000th YouTube video about Phantom of the Opera, but I'd love to sit down and break it all down, because that's how Trying to Stand kind of started for me. Was, oh, here's your 50 musicals to choose from for the semester. Pick as many as you can, write papers on them, break down characters, whatever the assignments were. Or even when you're assigned a character, like having a dossier to fill out about what you think the character's going through. That's how this all where that muscle started to grow for me, as far as like sitting down and like, okay, you've listened to the song, but actually listen to the song. So I'd love to do musicals. It's such a strange, like my format, I'd have to meld it to, well, I didn't see it live, or, it's a 6-hour show. Like, how could I get a 6-hour reaction into a 10-minute segment of a 20-minute review video? And it's exciting. Like, I'm not just going to say no. I really want to. It's just a matter of figuring it out. And then it's like, okay, now something new has to come to the city now that people watch my videos more. Because we did the Jimmy Buffett musical when it previewed in Chicago a long time ago. And even then it was just us talking about it. It wasn't a lot visually. Or like Tootsie, the very first preview, and the show's very much changed since that first preview. And I'm like, oh, I really wish I could see what it became now, but I don't have plans to go to New York anytime soon. Or I really want to see Beetlejuice, which is odd because I'm usually very against movies first, musical second. But I really want to see Beetlejuice. Devil Wears Prada is coming. I do want to see that real bad. As a bald gentleman, I really want to see who gets to be Stanley Tucci. But yeah, I definitely want to like, especially with musicals, like I haven't got a chance to do like Come From Away. It would be really great to kind of just sit down and listen, because that used to be one of my favorite pastimes, was just listen to a musical. But then I'm like, well, now I have an opinion before I even see it. So yeah, Beetlejuice is still closing. I don't, that weirded me out. Sorry, I got a couple people now like, oh, Beetlejuice is great. Beetlejuice is closing. I think it is. It's closing for what show?
It's closing in June
For the
Jackman, so you can
Yeah, it was a revival. It's Music Man. I keep
Yeah.
thinking Oklahoma because Oklahoma got revived recently, and he was in the DVD one a million years ago.
No, sir. Mandolin Pittsburgh.
Because of Music Man. Because of what? Because of what? Because of Music Man. But I definitely want to do more musicals or start doing musicals. What I used to do plus the format that's being kind of established now. I think that'd be fun. I just need to kind of finesse it and then be ready for a world where I'm going to have I don't want to accuse my opinions of being so positive because I've liked just about everything I've heard so far on the channel, but I don't like the idea of sounding like a snob. That's a me thing. Cause like I'm one of those guys who like I'll get in a very long, tedious argument with someone if they're like, I really like this musical. What do you think of it? And I go, oh, it's trash, and leave it at that. Not good trash. It's bad. I'm one of those guys at times. But I'd still love to do it. It's just then we're even in the category of, okay, it's got to be something new because every once in a while, like Hamilton or a couple of other shows where it's like, oh, I'm very aware that exists. I've written a paper on it or I've listened to the soundtrack a lot. So Next to Normal is, oh, I got to see Alice Ripley do Next to Normal and I cried my face off. Miranda. Yes, it is very emotional and I cried my eyes out. And that was 10 years ago, almost 9 years ago. But yeah, I'd really like to do musicals. It's a matter of finding something new and then how would I incorporate it into the format. SpongeBob the musical I have seen. I saw the preview. There's 2 songs in it that I like, and it's fine. Reba the Genetic Opera is the best trash. Leisha Summers. You've never seen Rebuild the Genetic Opera? Oh, it's so great. I really do like it a lot. I love the idea. I hate that Jude Law, that movie, stole it. But I really like Rebuild. I really like Rebuild the Genetic Opera. That was my first I found this and let me introduce it to other people, and one of my friends got pretty annoyed at me for liking that show. I think Brandon didn't Brandon Urie write a song for SpongeBob the musical?
Yep.
Yeah.
So did Bowie, I think.
Yeah, They May Be Giants. Bowie?
I think Bowie had his hands in.
No, maybe. My bandwidth on my computer is a little tied up right now.
Yeah, no control, David Bowie.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Man. Or that's another thing too. Speaking of David Bowie, sometimes I get artists where it's like, oh yeah, I've heard a lot of those songs, but I'd like to do ones that I haven't heard yet because I'm not an expert by any means. But yeah, I definitely want to take the time to explore more stuff. Sometimes it's really hard picking just one for the week because of my schedule. Like I already have January. I'm not going to tell you. I already have January pretty much planned out in my head because I caught myself almost turning this week into Another Thing Standing and not realizing how tired I was. But I have a lot of videos in my mind that I want to start tackling soon for 2020. And it's really hard. Or like I'll think of like 6 videos I want to do and it's like, okay, realistically you can do these once a week. What order do I even go in? No, I'm not giving you a hint. I have to think of a hint. I do hints on Twitter the day before. It's fun for me. A hint? Yeah. At the Third Bill. What's up, Danger? Follow me on Twitter. It's fine. Um, I would have to think of a good hint.
We only watched one reality TV show.
Do I watch reality TV shows? Jessica wants to know. We are a Bachelor Nation house. And speaking of my Twitter, if you follow me on Twitter, just a warning, I will start tweeting about my trash. Please just let me tweet about my trash.
Is that next week already?
It's soon.
I know it's the 6th, and we... 2 weeks.
Natalie, if you're referencing Spider-Man the musical, seen it. That's the best musical I think I've ever seen. It's so bad. Tragic. Everything around it is tragic. That musical is so bad.
What's your favorite musical you've seen?
My favorite musical? Favorite musical concept, or like, are you talking performance?
Oh boy.
Because concept, it's right. This is why I don't want to do videos about musicals yet, because I'm a jerk. Jekyll and Hyde is my favorite musical. I just have never seen a great production of it, which breaks my heart. I feel like there's something very promising in that musical that I really want to see, and no one's been able to make me happy. It's fine. Favorite production that I've seen, though, of a musical would have to be Once. I did get to see that with some of the original cast and Arthur Darvill from Doctor Who. I already knew the music from the movie and from like people singing it and from the OBC cast recording. There was something about seeing it live and how it all connects on stage, and seeing the quadruple threat performers also doing the Heathers is on my list of musicals I haven't seen, so that one's safe. But there's something about seeing them also perform with the instruments live, and I think that's my favorite one I've seen so far. Sorry, now I'm reading while also trying to talk. That's my bad. I used to watch Doctor Who. I haven't had a way to catch up in a long time. Like after Matt Smith ended his time, I then stopped having people who would just let me watch it at their house because they had like the season passes or better cable than me with none. But like Peter Capaldi kind of slowed everything down for me with that writing, and I just haven't been able to get back into it yet. It is something that's on my list to just like sit down and watch, but then like I was watching it the most in college when I had all the downtime on random increments in the world. But Matt Smith is my favorite Doctor. I know that makes the David Tennant people mad, but I'm sorry. I think it's the writing more than anything. Yeah, Amazon Prime. Yeah, but then it's a time thing too. Like my friends and also part of my family, because Star Wars is a big part of my family, have been begging me to just sit down and watch Mandalorian, and I just did that. Those are 30 minutes. But I really want to make sure that, speaking of the nerdier things in life, I do want to make sure that I start to incorporate that more, like other fandoms and like Steven Universe, and then Adventure Time, and then like some video game videos here and there. They've really been helping me kind of open the doors for me, because like you guys watching them and enjoying them, I hope you're enjoying them, has kind of opened more of those pathways for me, while still keeping trying to stand focused on music. But I really want to keep exploring more things, because there's so many things. Like I drop the ball a lot, like we just talked about Doctor Who. It just things sometimes I'll drop a show like midstream, and I just get busy, or I get distracted, or I don't hang out with the person that I would watch them with anymore, or I move or whatever. So I do want to get into that. I do thoroughly regret Disney Plus giving me all these DComs that I either haven't seen or haven't seen in a long time. And that was my, I'm laying on the couch and I'm not doing anything while I process everything, was I watched so many DComs on Disney Plus just back to back to back. And I'm like, I should have done a video on that. And I really want to. Do I watch anime? I watch some anime. It's very hard for me to not like an anime, but because like my brother and sisters do watch a lot of anime, so they're kind of my filter. Like case in point, like it's not anime, but Steven Universe. Like I trust what they know about me. So when they recommend me something, I watch it, usually like it, and watch the crap out of it. But I'm really bad at finding stuff on my own. Like my sister had to beg and scream until I finally sat down to watch One Punch Man, and I now love One Punch Man. And I watched most of the second season sub, but even then, like it gets harder for me. I'm not used to subs. But yeah, like I think if someone's good at finding what I would like, they're usually right. But I'm not one of those people who negate it just because it's anime. It's just like, oh, this story sounds like something you would like, whether it's live action, Western animation, Eastern animation, anime style, what have you, 2D, 3D. That never really, I don't differentiate between that. So anime doesn't stop me, if that makes sense. So yes, like technically I do, but it's never been a positive or a detraction for me, if that made any sense. Yes, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's one that's been getting suggested a lot in the animation portion of the channel. I've watched that show like 5 times. I do want to do a video essay about it as a whole, as Netflix is promising us. It's a reboot, right? Isn't it?
What is?
The Netflix Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a reboot.
Yeah.
Because it's not Korra 2. We already got Avatar 2, you know, the Korra story, which I liked. I just, that was so, and it's not Korra's fault. That was so frustrating to have Nickelodeon like kick you off cable in the last 5 episodes. Go find them online. Ugh. Is Bill a gamer? Bill Games. Yeah, I before trying to stan, I did a lot of videos of me waiting impatiently for Kingdom Hearts 3. I took 3 personal days off from work, and I'm like, no one touch me or talk to me until I've beaten this. And yeah, 3 days of me just playing the crap out of Kingdom Hearts 3, and it was glorious. I can't wait for the DLC. I do want to do more gaming stuff. It's just it's a lot of time that I need to be able to sacrifice to make more, but I love doing those videos. I like doing them either by myself or with Mike. Alana and I even did a Slenderman one a while ago. That was forever ago. That was before people were watching.
Pre-TTS.
Yes, pre-TTS. I've not played the Steven Universe games. I do want to check them out. It's kind of like with Star Wars for me and like extended canon. Part of me is like, if I have to rely on external sources, it kind of frustrates me a bit, whether, you comply with the external source or you don't. It's like, well, if you don't comply with it, then what was the point of me reading a novel or playing a game? But then when you do, it's like, well, why expect us to do homework for watching your show or movie? So it's weird for me, but I do want to play them. And yeah, I feel like with something like Steven Universe, like they would establish that it's canon or not. But the real question, has Gamer Bill played Fortnite? Bill has never played Fortnite. No. Sorry to disappoint everybody. No, I've never played Fortnite. I've never been a big, like, even before Battle Royale, when it was like Call of Duty and Halo and Gears of War, I was never really too heavily into that kind of stuff. I like story before anything else. So like online stuff never really got me, but I would you kids start a petition to get dad to play Fortnite, and I'll play Fortnite, and I'll make sure I'm recording the whole thing.
Fortnite funnies.
Yes, well, we'll trademark. Can we trademark that before someone else takes Fortnite funnies? I also thank you, Dat Boy, Umbrella Academy. I do also want to, while I do things like other mediums like animation, I do also want to do things that tie into music. Like everyone's telling me that Gerard Way has Umbrella Academy, and then there's a Killjoys comic, and I'm like, I really want to check that out too, and I think that would be a really cool like way to incorporate both, where it's like, oh, I also like shows, games, comics, what have you, but like, oh, hey, it ties in, or written by an artist that we've talked about, or on the same storyline as an album that I've touched on. Like, I think that would be really cool as well. Bill Gates, who I only know Bill Games. Oh man. Yes. Thank you for reminding me. Espion the Magician. I did find out that Florence did a cover of Stand By Me her Stand By Me cover was Final Fantasy 15, like that kind of stuff. Like I really want to do things like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like incorporating when an artist that I've already touched on branches out into other mediums, then branching out to those mediums with them. I think that would be really fun. Yes, I watch Stranger Things. I'm not that bad. Music, I'm really bad at keeping up with the Kardashians. Music, I've been really bad at keeping up with, but like, oh yeah, we binged Stranger Things season 3. I think actual 4th of July. Yeah, so we just had the day off.
We started in the morning and went until probably 8:00 at night.
Yeah, because I live a fast and dangerous life. I also want to do a couple games, kind of like, I think Life is Strange is like this. It's the impression that I'm under. But like those Quantum Dream kind of games, like Detroit Become Human, because I've played Indigo Prophecy, which is now called Fahrenheit, Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls. But I like those kind of games where it's like choice driven things. I think doing some more of those would be really fun, since those still keep coming back. I played the horror one. I keep wanting to call it Half Alive, Stay Alive. That's not what it was called. Oh, what is that game called? The horror one, the slasher one. They just did a new one. But I do want to play on Undertale. Indie games would be fun if people start sending suggestions and the gaming stuff gets bigger. I'd love to do more. I think that would be really fun to do as a side thing as well, because I also like I don't know, I've been grappling back and forth with the idea of doing more video game music, because I'm like, well, I love, like, for example, Kingdom Hearts. I literally, the instant you could download Face My Fears, I had that on my iTunes account. I'd really like to sit down and do some more of that at times. I think that would be really cool. Or also even playing the game and then talking about the music as well, I think would be interesting, because that's always the thing I hang on to the most, but it's the last thing that I acknowledge while I'm playing a video game, and I'd like to kind of fix that. Yeah, and see, that's another thing too, is Maggie, I'm also worried if I do music, it might ruin something about the game, because all I know about Undertale is my brother wants me to play it really bad, and if I look up anything or watch anything, something's going to get spoiled for me really hardcore. That's all. Oh, and if I'm going to be a bad guy, stay a bad guy. Duh. And I'm going to be a good guy, stay a good guy. That's all I know about Undertale. So I've been trying really hard to like avoid as much stuff as possible. So I'm worried that like doing music could then ruin, like it could spoil something. So I always want to be mindful of that. Same thing with shows and movies and stuff. So like that's a whole nother thing to then again traverse, because I don't want to shoot myself in the foot, if that makes sense, by like, oh, I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to watch it. I'll do the music episode first with no context. And then it ruins something huge for me if I want to check out the thing itself. You know what I mean? But like, I definitely want to, music is everywhere, children, but music is everywhere, children. I really want to, how many hats do I have? I have 3 of these hats. Thank you very much. I do want to do more stuff like that and do like music from gaming and things like that. It's just a matter of like I've been saying, like figuring out what my formula looks like in that world, and then also how to then go about doing it where then if I were to play the game or watch the show or the movie, I wouldn't then ruin myself for it, if that makes sense, or spoil something by accident. Oh gosh, sorry. I'm so bad at, have you noticed anything that I should, like a question or something?
No, I've been bringing it up because.
Okay.
I can't take note of.
Someone said PO box. I touched on it earlier. I'll touch on it again. That's my goal for 2020. One of them is to get a PO box set up. It's just a money thing, and then finding a place where I can then go retrieve if someone were to send me something. Until Dawn. Thank you, Coco 10. Thank you. I'm like, I keep thinking Until Death, and I'm like, then it makes me think Till Death, the Brad Garrett failed sitcom that I saw too many ads for.
I was gonna say the butterfly effect game, but
it has butterflies. Yeah. You would not believe your eyes.
No, stop.
But yeah, like a lot of these are good ideas, and we also Alana helps me keep track of the suggestions for things while she's also helping me moderate, so that way we don't forget them later. But yeah, I definitely like a lot of these are good ideas, and it's just now it's a matter of work YouTube life balance so I can keep up with all those things. But that's one thing that makes me really excited about ideally one day going full time, is it's like now I can not only experience all these things, but like record more things, go more in depth into things, like make more content for you guys. And I just want you to know that like no pressure at all. This isn't a sales pitch. It's just like I want that too, but I also need to like eat. What?
That's good. Like Gem Sona, where I saw earlier the Steven Universe character you would identify yourself as.
Oh, the Steven Universe character I identify myself as? Oh man. That's hard.
Or gem type. So like
that. See, I don't know anything about birthstones or like what the like attributes. I'm not a waterbender, so I'm not a lapis lazuli, which I didn't even know. I thought lapis was her name. I didn't know that was a gem. I'm dumb. What? I don't know. We didn't learn about stuff. I'd say honestly, Greg, I think is the person I resonate with the most. Like Steven a lot. It's weird. Steven older makes me think of me when I was younger. Steven younger makes me think of me now. But I'd say Greg, like just odd pearls of wisdom, no pun intended. But like always wanting to pass on experience, tries to keep an open mind, tries to help while also respecting people's boundaries as best that he can. And I think Greg's uncanny ability to always from the get-go know when to like know where his limits or where his place is. Like, it never felt like, ew, gem stuff. It felt like, well, that's gem stuff. The gems will help you. Like, I feel like I'm very much that type of person where it's like someone brought up that I missed, an underlying theme in a recent Steven Universe episode. No spoilers, broad stroke comments in case you haven't seen it or watched my video. Where it's like, oh, well, I feel like this touched a lot on being transgendered. That's not my life, so I don't always feel comfortable talking on that stuff. But like, yes, I encourage, the thought, the comment, and like I appreciated the insight, and I feel like I kind of have that same reaction of like, well, yeah, like that's gem stuff. Like the gems will talk about that with you, like knowing where, like, oh, that's, I support it, but it's not me. You know what I mean? And I think he, God rest his main. And I think he and I kind of have that same support, but also, you know, you're not the Lorax. You don't speak for the trees, you know, like knowing where the boundaries are, you know, while still supporting and advocating for, you know, happiness and rights and all that fun stuff. And then also now we also barely have any hair. So I feel like we relate even more now. But will we ever see Alana on screen with you? Sometimes. I think that's up to her, you know. What do I think is in the treasure chest in Lion's hair? I used to have, what was my thought? I had like a whole ranty thing about it once of what was in Lion's mane.
Oh, what were? Shoot.
I
have to go back and watch your videos.
Right. I went on a rant about it a long time ago. Hope, friendship. No, I really did have a thought on what I thought was in Lion's mane, and now I need to know.
Yes, DIY cookie cat.
Make my own cookie cat. Yeah. Well, here's why I'm mad. There was the cookie cat cookie cutters were at the back of a Hot Topic, and we went, that'd make a great video, and they're $4. And then I think I just got distracted by 21 Pilot shirts, and literally, and the Billie Eilish stuff, because like I really like my Billie Eilish hoodie. I don't like the store ones. They're very like, I'm a very simple, like I don't like big ostentatious stuff, which is fine. But I think I got distracted by that because I'm like, I want people to like see the Blosh logo and go, oh man, Billie Eilish, and then like, oh, you get it. Like we like the same thing, as opposed to I like these things. Like I don't like everything being so spelled out. You know what I mean? Like whenever I go to like Comic-Cons and stuff, I like to wear like really low key things. Like one year my sister came to visit and we were Dipper and Mabel Morty's. So we just yellow shirts, blue jeans, but then we had she had Mabel's headband and I had Dipper's hat, and only like 3 people got it. And I'm like, those 3 people are amazing. Was the Blow stuff expensive? It was concert merch, so yes, but I don't know how much actual Blow stuff is. Samantha, I too have spent over $75 on just shirts at Hot Topic. Oops. So I feel you. But no, I like low key subtle stuff. Like even the Steven Universe Future shirt. If this said Steven Universe all over it, I'd be like, too flashy. Simple, elegant, crisp. And that's just a me thing. Like I also, when I buy non-fandom clothes or non-band merch, I don't like excessive logos. You don't even know what stores I go to.
Someone pointed out the ghost print, which we really don't get to show because it cuts off of the video.
Which one? Oh, my pinup ghost. God, speaking of cons, ideally I'll be invited back as a moderately important person. Anyone in the Midwest area, I am going to C2E2. They're acknowledging that I'm going, and it's awesome. But that's my favorite part. I think everything almost I got at cons, like C2E2, Wizard World Chicago, RevCon Chicago. I think just about everything on here I've gotten at cons, except like maybe 2 things.
Sexy Ghost is my favorite.
Yeah, I love Sexy Ghost. Back when I was thinking that this was going to be a horror channel, if I did a daily movie review thing in October, I still kind of use my Sheet Ghost as my my cornucopia, my centerpiece of the design. And then I make this awesome collage, and then I have problems with my camera not focusing on my face half the time. but I really want to like be better. Also, speaking of cons, at like when I go places to let you guys know, and then also be less awkward if someone says hi to me because I'm still not expecting it. If that makes sense. Like I think they're still in the jacket. I brought yellow tape in my jacket for the 21 Pilots concert. And people said like hi, and everyone was really nice and really cool. But I was so like, someone said hi to me that I forgot that I brought tape in case someone said hi to me. So now they're just still in my jacket.
That person's in chat right now.
Hi, that person in chat right now. But I'm such an awkward person. So like I'm trying to get better at that, but then also I've only been on social media because now I have, you guys here on the channel. So I'm trying to like kind of up my game a little bit. I'm really bad at that stuff, but like, I need to, hey guys, like I'm going to this con, like come say hi to me or whatever. Like, hey, like I'm, visiting this thing or going to this concert. Like I need to get a lot better at that. And I apologize already for what I've been bad at in the past as far as letting you guys know when I'm doing cool stuff. But I want to get better at that, especially like concerts and cons and things like that, where it's like, hey, like this is then where the people who told me to check this out could then be, so we could go, oh man, like that's so awesome. Because it's really fun just to. It's also a beautiful reminder to like I can take myself a little more seriously and have a little more pride in myself when someone's like in real time in front of me, like I recognize your face because you cry on my laptop from time to time, and it's like, hey, like that is such a good feeling. But I need to get a lot better at that, so I'm not just covered in tape in my jacket that I don't give to the people who say hi to me. I'm still so mad at myself for that.
Do you need water or snack or anything?
I'm okay. Do you need a break?
No, I'm okay.
Okay. Um, but like I want to get better at that. Just in case, you know what I mean? Like I'd rather let people know, and it's like, who cares? But I'm glad you're doing something fun than like, oh man, like I wish I had known, like would have been cool to see you, like you guys are really nice. You guys are really nice to me, and I want to be better at that. Would you ever go to an Aurora concert? Absolutely, I would. It's just very, very, very far away from me. That would be the most expensive, dumb idea I'd ever have is like, oh, let's take me to Europe, and then on top of a flight out there and hotel and all that good stuff, let's also get tickets to everyone I can. But yeah, that's why I was nervous, because like I just done like 2 videos on Marina. I don't know all of her music, but Marina came to Chicago this year, and I'm like, oh, I have to go there, because what if you never come back, and then I hate myself forever for not going. So yes, to answer your question, yes. Am I enjoying Steven Universe? Absolutely. Lily, you are welcome for introducing you to Aurora, and thank you to all those who introduced me so I can introduce Lily to Aurora. Hearing her voice in Frozen 2, like that was very satisfying, and it made me feel like a really cool person to be like, ooh, I know that voice. The Oz, I know those Oz. Don't hate yourself, Loki emo. I hope that you are okay. Oh yeah, and that's another fun thing too, is tickets are getting expensive. If MCR goes on tour, absolutely.
Enigma eventually.
Enigma, yes, we are gonna try again to go see Enigma. God, that hurt. Like I won't lie, turning our refund from Enigma into IDK How and TOP tickets, that in a perfect world I got to see everybody, but I was determined not to let that be my last show experience of the year. You know what I mean? And we will be back. We will try our best. Yes, Rye, Re,
Re-
right? I'm assuming that's what the reference is. Aurora's the voice of the wind. She's in the trailer. You can hear it when it's like Frozen 2, but the letters are kind of melting. Metaphor question mark. You can hear her ahs in it.
or in Into the Unknown.
And Into the Unknown, but she hasn't. If someone hasn't seen it, I wouldn't be like, oh, go straight for the Let It Go song. You know what I mean? Like, go see the movie. A couple people, good point in my brain. A couple people have asked me to check out or listen to the music. Holy crap. I'm so mad at Frozen 2. Speaking of Frozen 2, I really wanted a distraction from everything that's been going on right now. And oh, that's awesome. Sorry, we're still internet strangers. I like your name though, Re. You're not gonna tell me how to pronounce it over text. That makes no sense. Frozen 2. I wanted to just go see Fluffy Fun. Do You Want to Build a Snowman movie? It's very heavy. That's all I will say about Frozen 2. It was very heavy. I wasn't ready for it. Mad's a strong word, but I was flustered a lot. I just wanted to have fun, catchy songs. Brendan Urie does a pop cover during the credits. Great. Nope. Cried my eyes out, and it wasn't even like oh, Bill, like you're going through some stuff kind of a cry. It was like, this is a lot of intense. This is not something I wouldn't want to know if I was a parent. That's a hard sentence, but basically my buddy has kids and he was like, oh, how's Frozen 2? And I'm like, are you ready to have a lot of intense talks with your kids afterwards? Because if so, it's great. I am pissed at Onward though. The new Pixar movie, because that's gonna wreck me, and it comes out right after my birthday, like that week. So lovely. Thanks, Pixar. Anyone who follows me on Twitter knows I threw a mini tantrum about that. I told my grandma too, and she just started apologizing for Pixar. Yeah, no, if you're gonna go see Frozen 2, you need tissues. It's good. It's well done, but holy crap. Like it's oofa. Definitely a gut punch. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Thought Up was rough. No. Well, Frozen 2 is not Pixar, but Onward is. And that's why I'm mad at Pixar is, oh, this story's about, like, the tagline is, how far would you go for one more day? And I'm like, great. I'm going to have a lot of fun listening to the voice of Spider-Man and Star-Lord go to figure out how to talk to their deceased father figure for one more day. I'm like, great. Thanks. Happy birthday to me.
I think we would be fine seeing Frozen 2 again. I'd still get like teared up because the music was really beautiful, but
I think being more prepared for it, I'd be more okay with it. But that was literally hey, everything's raw and everything hurts and my whole body feels like sand. Let's go see the Disney movie that just came out. That'll make me feel a little better. Blah. That was rough. It's a good movie. Very rough. I don't want to acknowledge your spoiler thought there, but I will say yes. So whoever just left that comment, I'm just going to say I agree. Yeah, ironic that Spider-Man is looking for a father figure considering what happened. Oops. And that's okay to cry. I don't want to. That's another thing I want to say. In no way am I saying don't cry at movies. Obviously, I'm a very big advocate of expressing your emotions. I just wasn't in the mood to do that right then and there. Everything was still very raw for me. I think I'd been home for like 2 days after everything with both my grandfather and then trying to like recover from all that and being with my family during such a hard time. And it's like, oh, cool, distraction. Cue. Like it, oof. Same with Star Wars. Very gut punchy out of nowhere. But I do want to do more, like especially like musical movies. I think that would be really good. I would really like to do more stuff on that. Especially I don't know, like we used to do Star Wars videos way back in the day. I'm kind of glad we stopped because now it's become movie politics to talk Star Wars. Have I heard or seen Newsies? I've seen Newsies on the Broadways. I love it. I love Newsies. Very much better to see live than the movie. Um, what was I saying?
Great question.
Thanks.
Don't.
Oh, Star Wars movies. I really thought about doing a video talking about it, but like, it just feels like politics of the entertainment world. Um, I really liked it, but it's okay if you didn't. It's just the whole thing's so messy. Um, but like I wanted to do a video on that, and I'm like, that's not a good. I don't feel like that's a smart way to introduce or reintroduce that part of content creating I like to do with something so divisive like that. If that makes sense, but I really want to get back into it, and I think waiting for everyone else to go see Star Wars after I saw it like 7 o'clock on Thursday. Um, Craving people to go see it too, so that way I could talk to them about it, whether they like it or not. I just like talking movies and things like that and picking people's brains over what we like and don't like. Um, it reminded me how much I miss doing that, so I kind of want to do some of those too. Um, uh, yeah. Sorry. Now I'm reading the Star Wars stuff. Again, I don't want to say spoilers, but the pairing that someone said that they wish had happened, I wish it had happened too. It bummed me out. Um, I Yeah, start with Allie does stuff. Start with the original trilogy: 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9. Just do it old school. I had a friend who'd never seen Star Wars, and I'm like, ooh, let's experiment. Watch 1, 2, and 3, and then 4, 5, and 6. And he hates Star Wars now and hasn't even gotten to 4, last I checked. So just watch them in the order that they came out. Just do yourself that favor. But I don't know. I'm really excited about the new year. I'm really excited to start like adding to things and artists and trying to stand, but also expanding in certain departments. Um, I'm really I'm really excited to start doing that kind of stuff, and I just want to thank you guys because it's weird like talking about like when I used to do Star Wars stuff or when I did like 90% like horror things for a while. I never thought that things would get to this point, you know? And I just want to say thank you because if I'm being really honest, like yeah, I'm healthy, I have food, I have a place to sleep, like I have a lot of things I am very grateful for and should be very grateful for. But when I look at the positives of 2019, the thing that always rests in my mind is, people watch my stuff and the channel's growing. And that's helped me kind of mentally weigh out a lot of the cons from this year, if that makes any sense. Um, I just want to make sure that you guys always know that and feel appreciated in that realm, whether you're here for music, one specific artist, one specific genre, when I do animation or TV or what have you. I just want you guys to know that. Um, and I just want to say thank you while we're talking about stuff that we used to do. Um, and like I just really appreciate it, and I don't know, it's hard for me sometimes while I'm busy trying to like keep up and like get excited and be happy, but don't be like crazy excited, like who knows what'll happen, easy come, easy go. I don't really allow myself that feeling, if that makes sense. Um, I'm trying to get better at that. Um, I think taking the time to acknowledge that will definitely help. Uh, Sorry, one second. I just went ahead and you okay?
Yep.
Okay. Um, but I just want to just let you guys know that like sometimes I'm really bad at letting myself acknowledge that things have grown or things are going well, and I'm trying to work on that a lot. And I think sometimes it just kind of takes me by surprise, and I just appreciate it, you know. Um, Sorry, my energy just completely sank into my chest. But thank you. As all these ideas keep getting thrown at me for like expansions and things to do, just know how much I appreciate it. Like it's nuts. And yeah, like I just looking back on even just this last year, like I just want to say thank you. Like if nothing else, like I haven't really been a big crying kind of person. I'm not, I feel my emotions pretty hard, but I've never been a big crier, and lately I've been kind of breaking that barrier down in my personal life, just allowing myself to feel things all the way. And now I'm on the internet crying all the time, and I think if this hadn't have happened and hadn't have been so encouraged, I don't think I would have let myself feel when everything happened, like with my grandpa, or been all together there with my family. Um, so I just want to say thank you. Like that sentiment of like everything happens for a reason. Yeah, everything happens for a reason, and I don't know. I don't think I would have processed or handled anything or been as present if I hadn't gotten this encouragement from you guys to stay in tune with my emotions, and the encouragement of like, oh, it it's funny to like, oh, it's funny that he cries at things that I care about, but also the encouragement that it's also okay to cry and to feel and express yourself. Like, thank you. Like it, I don't know. I think it just helps me be more in tune with myself. And I just always on top of liking, watching, subbing, all that good stuff. Like I'll also just always appreciate and be grateful for that, you know. Um but I I appreciate it, and it's just that this is just where my mind goes. Is where thinking about and talking about possibilities for next year and growing, and like people are actually like stopping by to watch this or watch videos or say hi or comment or want me to talk about something that you like. It means a lot to me, and I feel very supported, and I hope to keep sending that feeling back out to all of you guys. And I burped, excuse me. Um, but yeah, what was I gonna say? Um, whew. Thank you, Nikki. Do I have fun plans for the new year? Not 100% sure what I want to do, or if we're gonna do anything for the new year, because we have work both right before and right after New Year's. Um, so we can't like really travel or go too crazy. Also, everyone in my apartment, me, Alana, and Mike, we've all kind of had a really rough end of 2019. So I think we're all kind of playing it by ear. But like, I don't know. Sometimes we like to go do stuff. Sometimes we just stay in and do nerdy things. We last year we timed out Thanos's "You should have aimed for the head" snap right at midnight.
Oh yeah.
Don't you remember that? So it's like the most dramatic thing that ever happened in like sci-fi culture in the last like 10 years. And we're like, yay, Happy New Year.
Maybe we don't do that because I think I want to curse us.
Oops.
Somebody wants to know if you feel comfortable with disclosing who I am. Are we friends, family, or what?
Or what? I don't know. It's up to you. I also, oh, maybe we'll save it for video. That what is Alana emotional? I don't know. That's kind of your call. Like I'm very much in the mindset of, grow an entertaining channel and then tell people about yourself a little more, because like I'm also bad at that kind of stuff.
Someone's requesting a Q&A video, so maybe.
Ooh, that's smart.
I help moderate.
Yeah. Or, collect the cues and you just I'll A them.
That's what moderate meant.
Oh, I thought you meant like do it live. I'm like, right now.
No.
My favorite board game, I'm a big card player, just like poker and things like that. But Betrayal on Haunted Hill, I think is the name of the game. I love that game. Can we have a place to give non-spoiler advice? I don't understand. Helpful woman in background. Yeah, no, helpful woman in background is very much, that can be her name. Favorite music genre, dad music, rock. Before this, it was mostly Bruce Springsteen and Ninja Sex Party, Disturbed, Tool, A Perfect Circle, System of a Down, and then random things I'd find from friends sending it to me or movies. I think the last album I bought before doing Trying to Stand was Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Shout out to Post Malone. And the other person that wrote, it's Post Malone and someone, right? It is. It's like Post Malone and then I lock my phone screen and listen to Sunflower. We've made a memo. I mean, what?
Swaley.
Thank you. Both of you at the same time. That's unnerving. And then I kind of cheated myself out of new music, where I went through a phase where I literally would just listen to covers on Spotify of songs I already liked. So, mods to collect, non-spoiler advice. So many words. Thank you, Jacob. That was really nice. But there's still a lot of these are suggestions, and don't worry, we take note of everything during the streams, ironically, so I can focus, because clearly I'm having a bad time talking and reading, which are ironically two of my favorite pastimes. I like to talk, I like to read. I completely derailed completely. I'm so sorry. What was I gonna say? Oh, and I definitely want to stay on top of live shows more. I'm really mad that I keep spending like 3-4 times what a ticket price is, because I'll find out way too late that somebody's coming to town. or nearby, and then I'm spending $300 on an $80 ticket. But I want to get better at that because I like doing those kind of not only going to the shows, but also I feel like that's a big part of um like trying to stand in the concept of the show in general. It's like, I want to see these people live because I've talked about it a couple times where it's one thing where it's like, oh yeah, in the studio you can really do some cool stuff, but then seeing it live in front of you really changes everything. If that makes a lick of sense. I don't know. I think I also want to try to break my fear of see, Bands in Town just keeps giving me stuff I don't want to. It's like, oh, this, and I'm like, what is that? I think Bands in Town is just a bad idea in Chicago, or I just need to be better at my searches. But I also want to break my fear of music festivals because I did Summerfest, but that's like really spread out, and it was like I had a ticket to see Billy at Summerfest, so we just kind of meandered about for a couple of hours, then got to go see our show. But I really want to break my fear of music festivals. I've never been to Lala, and it's right down the street. When I lived in California, I never went to Coachella. Like when I lived in Seattle, I never went to Bumbershoot. I need to break that one day. You have to track the artist. Yeah, but then we keep adding so many. You're right.
Had dispensable sunscreen spots though, which was really cool.
Especially when I didn't use them, and you can tell which videos came after Summerfest because my face is just more red and flush than it is now.
Yeah.
But I want to do more live stuff. I want to break my fear of music festivals because I'm so bad in crowds and around a bunch of people all the time. It freaks me out. So I need to just get better. Better at that. I don't know. I think just taking better care of myself physically would help that too. Cause then I'm like, oh, like gross. Don't look at me in public, anybody ever. So I just need to be better at that. That's also a mental thing. But I definitely want to get better at that. It's just, especially when one of them stays in Vegas, Lady Gaga. It's really hard because that was like $2,000 after airfare, hotel, food. We had to buy waters because we're in a casino.
Oh yeah, it was $12 for us to get water every time we wanted to be hydrated.
Yeah, that or we could just melt free ice.
Yeah.
So like it's a financial thing as well, but that's a big thing for me in the near future is I want to start like seeing more shows, being more on top of it, being more in the know. Excuse me. Like there's long periods of time where I could tell you what all the Marvel movies are that are coming out soon, but like I can't tell you what the touring schedule is for any of these artists. I just see at some point, hey, are you going to this show? And I go, I should go to that show if I can. How much is it? So I need to get better at that. And then just peeing in public in general. I don't. It was $12 for two waters. But yeah, we just need to get better at that kind of stuff. Because like I like doing that. Then I get super in my head filming in public. So I'm like, oh, I'll do it like in the seclusion of the concert venue in the back where no one can see me be like a complete millennial stereotype, that kind of stuff. So like I get in my head about it a lot when I film. I get in my head when I'm outside. I need to these are things I want to work on. It's not, you know what I mean? Like it's not an excuse. It's not a detriment to my life. It's just things that I'm noticing about myself as I keep getting older, and I'm like, I need to get better at these things. And kind of like with being more open in my life emotionally, expressing myself more easily, accessing my emotions more easily through this channel. I also want to learn and grow in other places as well through making the stuff for you guys. And I think maybe even being more open about that stuff in my videos would help more. Cause I have a lot of people ask me, like, I went to go see Marina and I have no footage of that. And that was because I was too afraid to be caught filming myself. Um, and then the whole experience itself, like people were recognizing me and things, and it was beautiful and wonderful. And I just kind of like super clenched and collapsed into myself. And then also, you know, getting sucked into a live performance as well while being afraid to do those things hindered me. And I want to get better at that because I feel like I let myself down by not filming something so relevant to content on the channel, but then also people who wanted that, like I want to get better at that so I don't disappoint myself or you guys, if that makes sense. Cause even 21 Pilots, like I was sweaty in the lift going to the show for 21 Pilots and IDK How. I was so nervous about people seeing me film, being there, everything, being in public, being around people. Like I get nervous. So I'm working on that. You know what I mean? Like I don't want that to sound like an excuse. I just wanted to be honest with what I want in the near future. Yeah, thank you. I don't feel rushed. Have a good night, Ree. Um uh uh but this is stuff I just want to work on, like because I like doing those things when I'm there, but like planning and all that stuff, it stresses me out. But like baby step, like I did my research on equipment and now I have it instead of like quick, throw it on the tripod and let's film something for tomorrow. Let's read the booklets. Let's watch videos on YouTube. Let's figure out how everything works. So I also want to do that with me as well as, a camera. A meditation retreat would be smart if I ever that's another thing too. I don't let myself meditate. I just ramble in my brain. I do the opposite of meditation. I ramble in my brain when I try to calm down. Um uh but yeah, like I definitely want to do more things like that in the future. It's getting hot in here.
You want to turn on a fan?
That's okay.
I don't think it'll.
It won't make noise, you don't think?
I think so.
Maybe just a little bit.
Behave in chat.
But I completely lost all focus. I'm a mess. But no, like I really want to keep, finding things to not only grow my musical library, but also my mental headspace through this, and kind of like I said at the beginning of this, like maybe talking about it would help somebody who might have similar thoughts or feelings or experiences. Um, uh, but yeah, I do have a lot of stuff like going through my head as far as like ideas, both expansion and adding on to things. But I also I appreciate the um I appreciate the support. Like I feel very heard and cared for when I think these things. Like I'm always scared of everything, always, but I also know, like, end of the day, like, no one will get mad if I want to bake another cake for a video, Um, um, but God, I'm so out of it. Uh, appreciate it. But yeah, and it's weird. Like I want to, I want to like keep digging deeper into this stuff, especially when we start getting into um like we start getting into like the bigger and bigger topics, or the more I dig into an artist or a band and like their larger projects as opposed to their individual songs. A big one for me has been uh like the story of Dima with 21 Pilots, or the Killjoys with My Chemical Romance, or even like Electra Heart with Marina. I loved just sitting down and just engulfing all of that all at once for a video. But that was the one of the hardest, longest videos for me to put together after recording, like everything on the back end. Um, does my sister still help? My sister 100% will send me suggestions all the time. Like she knocked it out of the park with Billy and Steven Universe, so now she gives me her opinion no matter what. She hasn't been wrong yet, and she knows it. Oh, Allie does stuff. Go to sleep. It's 2 a.m. Go to sleep. I'm so sorry to keep you up. Um, yeah, I do have cooking videos. I want to do more of those. But I want to keep, digging deeper into things while also exploring new things. And I think that just, I feel like I'm eager to bite off more than I can chew. I need to make sure that I'm pacing myself at the right amount, if that makes sense. And it gets hard. It's like I don't know. I don't want this to sound patronizing, but it's like it's how I feel like it's how I imagine it feels when like a kid wants something really badly as a present, and you can't afford it, so you start kind of saving up, and it's like, gee, I really hope you'll still want this by the time I have the money for it. Because like that's something I've been able to talk about my family now that I'm older, but a lot of saving up, and then it's like, what if I just saved up money for a Game Boy, and then the kid doesn't like Game Boys in the 3 months it takes me to save it up. That was never the case, and I was always very grateful, but that sometimes goes through my mind, if that makes any sense. Like I want to make sure that I'm pacing myself, touching on like different things for content, but then also I want to, still I think that I can hold your attention or earn your patience. Or sometimes I think of an idea for a video and I'm like, oh, this is a great idea for October. And then like, oh, this is a better idea if I push it back to like February or March. Or, ooh, what if I did this artist here because they have new music coming here? So it like kind of aligns. Like My Chemical Romance, you guys started throwing out My Chemical Romance as a suggestion. I do it. I am enjoying myself. I want more music. Hey, they're coming back in like 3 weeks. I'm like, oh, I want to be more excited for that. Let's do another My Chemical Romance. So sometimes it's just, I've already said yes to something that you guys want, but it's just a matter of like timing, both either logistically or like, ooh, it would make a lot of sense if I did it here, or like I'm gonna wait because I want to finish off this thought, or like IDK How getting another follow-up video pretty quickly. And then same with Marina. It's like, oh, I'm seeing you live and I know like a handful of your songs. Marina, it was more, she barely performs any of the music that I've listened to. So I'm like, crap, I need more. So sometimes someone will also kind of cut in line if I'm going to go see them live, or if they're, doing something that I want to like be more prepared for. You know what I mean? But
That's how we found out about IDK How.
yeah, that's how we found out. Well, people were suggesting IDK How, and then I realized, oh, they're the opening band for when I see 21 Pilots. Wouldn't that be smart if I did that? Thank you, Miranda. The timing is up. You're the creator. All the timing's up to you. That's super true. I don't feel like I'm being controlled in any way. It's a matter of sometimes like it's that feeling of like, I want to give you guys everything all the time, always making videos nonstop all the time. But like, being realistic, or like there's an order to things, there's a thought process, or like sometimes something just like, hey, like I'll talk to a friend or a family member and like people are really suggesting this artist, and someone will go, oh yeah, you're gonna really love that artist. And I'm like, well, you just kind of slid up in line, because I'm really excited to see what someone who knows me, like, why people who watch my stuff on the internet are lining up with people who know me in my personal life. I'm like, that makes me even more interested. Or say I want to do more from an artist, but like, ooh, it makes sense to drop it like this time of year, or I want to do like this artist first or what have you. So it makes me feel bad that I can't, and that's why I get nervous about like signing up for things like Patreon or the YouTube membership thing and all that stuff. Is it's like I can't give you my full-time attention. Why would I? Like, I don't want to then also give you, like, I don't want to give you money. I don't want to create an avenue for you to be sending me money when I can't, give my full-time attention to this yet. Like, it's still, I'm very split between like day job, this personal life. And it's hard to kind of balance them sometimes. But when I can give you all those things, and I feel like that can finally start to happen, like I will always let you guys know. And I really look forward to that as a possibility. And I don't ever feel like attacked by any means, but like I never feel like, you suck if you don't do this. Like I know that suggestions are suggestions. I feel like you guys know that. And I appreciate, like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's, I always appreciate people who, like, you guys either like being always very sympathetic, or people who will kind of like I'll go to a comment where it's like, how dare you not do this song? And then someone just comments, hey man, like, he'll get to it. Like, you guys kind of having each other's backs in that sense as well. Like it never feels like pressure. It's just like until I can make that leap into a full-time content world, like everything's going to be so, sometimes it'll be a little farther fewer apart as far as a specific artist or idea, or I'll see your suggestion, put it down, and then it's just a matter of time. You know what I mean? I did listen to Billie Eilish's Everything I Wanted. Samantha is correct. But see, even like that, like I love, like in the comment section, I'll see that a lot where it's, oh, like you should do this one. And before I can even tell you like, oh, I have that as a video, I don't want to like sound like I'm selling you a used car, but I hope you watch it. Someone will already be like, oh, he already did that and it was awesome. Go check it out. Like I appreciate that, or like people going into like full on like conversations and like their own theories and their own interpretations and thoughts. It makes me really happy. And I never want you guys to feel like I think I'm being like pushed or pressured. Like I know I move at my own pace. I feel like I catch myself in a headspace where I wish my pace was faster than it is. If that makes sense. Like I had more bandwidth available than I do. So it's a frustrating feeling after a while. But it's the best possible complaint to have. Like I love this feeling of wanting to like run faster while people are encouraging me to run faster than just me just running into a wall,
That's funny. Somebody suggested a perfume, but specified not the fragrance, and Nick's trying to stand up to call that. That's funny.
It's just me going to the Macy's fragrance department and trying all the samples. Damn. Ooh.
That's got earthy undertones.
Yeah. I also huh? I'm okay. Thank you though. I can't close this in a little bit and then just be up until 3 a.m. Dad's got to pay the bills. But I also I don't know, sometimes like as scary as everything gets, sometimes like it also just gets really exciting. Like I don't know, like I keep all the digital fan art that you guys send me on social media, and like sometimes I'll flip through looking for a picture of something to show someone. I'll see that and I'll make my day. I literally had to explain to someone that no, I can't be put on someone on a company's social media page because I want to do that on my own terms, if that makes sense, as opposed to like, oh, you're just here. I'm like, please ask my permission if you're going to use like my likeness, like for work or whatever. I'm being vague intentionally. Basically work wanted to use pictures of employees and I'm like, please ask me first. And then on that discussion, as that happened, someone posted like a picture of me that they drew. And I'm like, see, like there's people who like I matter on the internet. So, if that makes any sense, like just talking about that kind of thing. And I just like it made me so happy that after having the argument of like, hey, like I'm not a social media influencer, but like, I don't know, one day, like I could be, and it'd be nice to not have to cross the bridge of, oh, well, since you used to work here and they used your picture on their like employee holiday thing, now we don't want to work with you. And like, oh, that sucks because I was going to use that money to do this. Instead of ever crossing that bridge, how about you just ask me or ask everybody anyway? And then literally one of you guys just kind of came to my defense without ever realizing it. And it turned into a conversation of we should ask everybody for consent when using their photos instead of just, oh, well, you're employed here. You know what I mean? So it brought a conversation to the table as well as proving my point. And I really appreciate that. I'm going to be vague so I don't get in trouble. Everything's fine. But does that make sense what I'm saying? Like it just made my day that someone like made something awesome, like drew me, and I love it all the time when people do that. But then it like came right as I was trying to prove a point. I'm like, oh, look, and here we go. Like it just made my day. But I always appreciate that stuff. And it then started a conversation with the people in charge of that little project to like, oh, maybe we should treat this a little better than it is. And it's like, yeah, maybe we should. It's fine. They are. It's just, sometimes you don't think about that kind of stuff. But it also makes me excited because then as I'm trying to, state my claim, chest out, I'm going to be my own defense today. Then thinking about it later, like it just gets me excited for all these possibilities and stuff. And I don't know, like that's all you guys. Like you know what I mean? Like I it makes me excited for those things. Or sometimes I'll make a joke and I'm like, oh man, that should be on a t-shirt. Then it's like, oh man, one day I'm going to have, like, I would love to have the situation where I'm learning how to do that, to put it on a t-shirt for merch or a giveaway or something in the future. Like I get really excited. And so there's also like, there's positive like headspace and stress and things to think about as well as the negative. I just wanted to establish that. I love Gravity Falls, and I just want that on record. I'm sorry if I say this wrong. Marin, I'm going to guess. Yeah, Gravity Falls was my first new age of this TV animated renaissance that we have found ourselves in, of that animation squad. Right? Because aren't they all go back to Adventure Time, right? Gravity Falls, Steven Universe. I think Over the Garden Wall was before Adventure Time. I don't know. I'm new. That should be on a t-shirt. Absolutely. But like, I do stay in the office. But yeah, like I'm excited for those kind of things. And, just like how I'm nervous about things, like I'm also very excited. And I just wanted to address that. I didn't want to make it sound like, oh, like I stay up at night with like, I'm scared of everything. Like I'm always scared, but like, I'm also very excited. And, Over the Garden Wall was after Adventure Time. Then there you go. Thank you. But I appreciate all that. And I'm really excited for what could be coming next. Any Netflix recommendations? If you like Hallmark trash movies around holiday themes, Christmas Prince Netflix trilogy,
1 through 3.
1 through 3. They're wonderful, awful. That's what I did. Other than talk to my family on the phone all day, was watch just the best holiday trash. But yeah, I'm always scared as a mood. I have heard of She-Ra in the Princess. Whoa, gosh, it's moving now. I have heard of She-Ra. That is on my list of things I want to check out. Everything's moving. Sorry, I'm still getting so distracted. But yeah, like, and that's gonna be something where I kind of want to. It's weird. Like, I don't know if I ever want to like keep you guys surprised and like have big announcements, or like have you guys be a part of that, like do polls for some of like the ideas that I have, or like say someone came up to me and went, "Hey, I like the videos of you crying about music and pop culture. Give me 3 t-shirt ideas and we'll put it on merch to do." Like, I don't even know if that's how it works, but then it's like, okay, 2 I'd like to make, but maybe the third one, like, I would try to make it like a fan vote kind of thing. Like it makes me excited to think about even how I would maybe tackle these things. If that makes any sense. But I'm really excited for what's to come, both on the content, like as far as content, as far as outside of content. Like I don't like sounding so like heavy or dramatic by any means, but like you guys have given me a great 2019, and you guys keep me really excited for 2020. And I mean that in like the least like sad way, if that makes any sense. You guys keep me like super excited for this, and the more I think about all this stuff, I should do beanies, absolutely. They'll be in packs of 3. But like, you guys keep me excited about all this stuff, and thank you. It's fun to think about sometimes, and I wanted to make sure that I'm not just talking about what makes me scared. But I'm excited to do more, and it's weird to think that it hasn't even been a full year of Trying to Stan. Because weirdly enough, I think, isn't Trying to Stan's birthday like the week before my birthday?
It's like the week of the
You okay?
I hit my funny bone and it made me want to throw up.
Did you hit your elbow?
Yeah. It's like, oh god, it was that Tuesday following the Oscars, so it's the week between the Oscars and your birthday.
Yeah, it was like end of February, beginning of March. My birthday's in March.
Let's see.
Yeah. Sorry, I just saw your post. Yeah, we always just like keep track of what people are suggesting in the comments. So if I don't acknowledge something that you suggest, it's still getting written down. We look at it later. So that way, ideally, we've established how distracted I can get. I would collect the beanies like Pokemon. Well, that's just it, is they would be virtual, and you'd have an app on your phone, and you'd have to capture the beanies out as you walk around,
Stop, I love it. February 26th was the first time.
February 26th is Trying to Stan's birthday. Mm-hmm. And mine is around that time. I don't know if I want to tell you guys my birthday, even though I keep talking about it so much because of freaking Onward. But like, it's weird to think that like that idea isn't even a year old, And it was all because Lady Gaga won her Oscar, and I went, "Oh, is this what she's been working on the last 10 years?" Because last time I heard of her, she was like on the telephone with Beyonce, and then you told me I was being an idiot. And then off we went.
I'm crying after she won her Oscar.
March 6th is when Onward comes out. It's really close to my birthday, though, but that's not my birthday.
September 22nd is my birthday, which is very weird.
Oh, are you just telling everyone when your birthday is?
Well, somebody guessed it.
That's weird. The third Bill Beanie Babies. Are they Beanie Babies or Beanies for Babies? March 11th. Further away. Tell us, please. Tell us now. Like Attack of the Clowns. Potter musical. I think I'd be Harry Potter musical. Can I do other YouTube stuff? Is that copyrighted stuff?
For Star Kid, I would probably say yes now.
That it's copyrighted?
I would think so.
Probably. We'll look into it. Copyright doesn't really stop me, but it should be. Like, in case anyone's ever noticed why Lizzo videos happened twice and then stopped, I get in an obscene amount of trouble for doing Lizzo videos. I couldn't even tell you why. But it happens, and I don't want the channel to get in trouble. So maybe we'll just I'll do diary entries whenever I listen to more Lizzo music, and then just, I don't know, talk about them on ShmooTube. What happened to the first two bills? Well, have I ever said why my name's the third bill? Because I can sum it up real fast and make it sound really weird.
I mean, I think you did that in your first stream.
I think so too.
Yeah.
There's a suffix in my name. I'm the third. So the first bill's dead, and the second bill's resting, and then there's me. Damn it. I'm named after my my grandfather on my father's side, who passed away when I was 15. But yeah. So like let's use a fake name. I'm Bill Smith the third, if that makes any sense.
It's a fake name.
Yeah. Yeah. Turns out there's two famous Will Smiths on YouTube. Yeah, so that's what happened to them. I literally almost went, one's dead, but I'm like, I should handle that a little better. But yeah. And then not the grandfather I lost recently. He yeah. But yeah, so I'm the third of one. I'm the third of those. And then there's Bill.
And let's bring Pearl.
And let's bring Bill. Let's try to stand. Yeah, I saw that on Twitter that there's also the third Ernest. I think that's really funny.
What?
Yeah, he and I said hi on Twitter to each other. It was cool.
That's so cool.
I know a Bill in real life. Good name. Right? Thank you. It makes me sound like royalty. What was I gonna say? Oh, the third Ernest. Yeah, we said hi on Twitter because someone made that connection. Super cool. I do want to do more interviews of artists. I don't know why that just kind of like dropped out of my mind. I kind of noticed that the other day too, that like, yeah, I did like a couple of interviews. I think Gaga, Aurora, and Billie. So that was like early in this process. I think I think I have so many suggestions and songs at my disposal now that like I just haven't remembered interviews. But yeah, I definitely want to. I definitely should do more like talking about their interviews and stuff, because I think it's a nice window into who they are as people. Did I do? No, I didn't do Aurora. I did Billie, Gaga. Are those my only interviews?
It must have been. TOP would be a good interview episode. You're right, Samantha.
Yeah, I think I did that earlier on when like, because for a while the only suggestions I was getting was just do more of like the three artists that you're talking about right now, and even then people weren't really mentioning Billie. I did that because my sister brought that up. Like, you know that new sound you're looking for? Well, listen to this. Like, it was a very Back to the Future moment. But you know, like I think doing interviews would be smart. It's hard because then also it's like, again, does Vogue own or Vanity Fair, do they own the interview footage? Is that a whole nother ball of wax of copyright that I haven't like realized or fallen into yet? You know what I mean? Like it gets difficult to like figure that kind of stuff out because I do like doing those. It's just I have to make sure that I'm not getting in trouble. I haven't gotten into like trouble yet with copyright, but like they'll still nab my stuff and it bothers me because there was a time where I saw that an ad was placed on a video I don't control and the ad was in the middle of me talking about mental health and it made me really upset that that was there because I feel like it detracts from the topic. It was definitely just put there on like an automated thing and it made me feel like an asshole. So I wasn't the biggest fan of that. So I try my best. That's why I've been trying like pitching videos, like pitching the clips a little bit to avoid copyright or making the boxes a little smaller. Just different tactics to try to like keep the format as true to what I like to do, but also because I wish it was like, oh, you just can't put ads on this then instead of, oh, now someone else is going to. I don't like that. So on top of, yeah, it's nice to like have revenue I can throw back into the channel. That's how I paid for the camera. That's how I paid for 2 of the concerts that I went to. It's not a lot of money, but it's still, it's anything helps and everything's nice. And I like to funnel it back into the channel. But like, I just don't want other people to have control over stuff with my face on it. Oh, maybe it's lagging because I'm talking about the infrastructure of YouTube. I love Google. Everyone buy a Google phone. There,
Yeah,
fixed it.
It's super delayed on our end too.
Is it?
A foot away from you.
Oh, that's not good.
A second. Are you? Let me go get you some water or something.
You sure?
You're
I mean, we hit the
outside.
2-hour mark. I don't want this to go crazy. Poor Michael's been perfectly quiet in his room, very patient.
That's up to you.
I think he microwaved some food right as we started and like hasn't left his room since. I feel bad. The audio's being weird. Well, that's not good.
No, it's not.
Google tries to silence you.
There's a spiral on your face. Oh.
Yeah, everyone, if you're going to use a search engine, use Google. The best one. Is it fixed? Did it work?
Love you, Susan.
Oh, I love you too. Hi, Susan. Right. All the live streams that should be monitored and it's mine. This kid, he's going to be trouble. That did seem to fix it. Ew. Oh my God. Can you imagine like the more you talk up Google products, the better your quality gets?
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes.
That's so weird.
That is weird.
Thanks, I hate it.
Gross. But no, I think I'm gonna take that as a sign from the blessings above that we should start to kind of wrap up. I'll say 15 minutes because I don't want to just like hang up the phone on you guys. I did end up seeing Marina live. We talked about it earlier. I just didn't have the courage or the confidence to film it. I'm working on that, and I apologize. What were we just talking? We were talking about so many things. My brain is fried. I've been up since 4. It's not true. Name dropped yet? Who could I name drop?
Who could you name drop?
Who could I name drop? Do I know people?
Oh, are you excited for the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC?
Yes, I am very excited for the Kingdom Hearts 3 DLC, and then everyone just leaves the chat. Very, very excited. Everyone keep saying Google. It's working. That's going to be another. I might be taking a vacation day that day just to sit down and just. Ooh, I've been invested in those characters for what 17 years now, almost like 15, 16 years. Oh crap. Who am I supposed to? Why is it? What am I name dropping? Who do I know? Who would I name drop? Jax Films liked my tweet when I had 50,000 subscribers. Dave, good old Dave.
Joe.
You hear Julie Andrews? I passed her in a theater once when I saw Avenue Q in college. So, yeah, what they would call a pretty big deal. I still haven't played Last of Us 1, so I hope Last of Us 2 happens for everyone who wants it soon, but I know nothing about it except thanks to the trailer that dropped at an E3 20 years ago. I know that someone dies now, and it bummed me out. I tried getting into Unchained Key. Julie Andrews has seen Avenue Q. I tried getting into Kingdom Hearts Unchained Key. I just watched videos of people getting the story cutscenes. Team Julie Andrews all the way. Jax Films' real name is John. That is canon. I can attest to that. I'm a YouTuber. I have a business card. I have played Animal Crossing, and I'm that jerk face who will keep making it New Year's Day, so your mom will send you 10,000 free bells. Life hack. It does, however, kill your entire town and everyone moves out. Oh, I did. She wished me a happy birthday, and I screamed and told her I love you unsolicited, and she said thank you. So, but yeah, I was able to keep my emotions together when I ran into Julie Andrews until she was very far away from me, and then I lost my mark. Then I lost my mind. What are we talking about? Does that count as name dropping? Did I do it? Am I cool? But yeah, I really want to get the time soon to do more to do a couple more game stuff, because I really liked like having, once I had the time to like craft it all and I had like about like a couple of parts, I liked kind of dropping them. But I feel like with Undertale, like that's a bit of a beast, right? We were talking about how I met Julie Andrews because people wanted me to name drop, and now I'm asking people video game questions. Welcome. I'm so sorry you have to see how truly scatterbrained I am. Like, you have no idea how much editing has to go into my videos, because you think I talk a lot in those videos. I read the comments. I see people going on about how much I talk. I save you guys from a lot of the things I ramble about. But no, I think Undertale might be my next one. And then I really want to catch up on the rest of Little Nightmares in time for the sequel, because I loved that game. And there's supposed to be another Bendy game, and I'm waiting for that. Last of Us would be fun. I know Michael really likes that game, so maybe he would be able to help me. That or Red Dead Redemption. Because that was what we were going to do until we realized you can't play that in our lifestyle. Like, we need what, like a PlayStation 0 or something?
No, they have it on the PlayStation Store now. It's just full price, I think.
For Red Dead Redemption?
Yeah.
The old school, like the sequel to Red Dead Revolver.
Yeah, let me see.
I have a Nintendo Switch. I got it for Christmas yesterday. I stand rambling, Bill. Thank you. But I usually do PS4. I want to, once I have my film equipment up to par, I do want to start working on having like a streaming computer. This is my MacBook that I edit on, that we're streaming off of right now. I really want to have like a solid stream setup, so that way, like whether I want to do like more live stuff or I want to do like gaming things and things like that, like I want to have that ability to do that. Yeah, Undertale's a good stream thing. Yeah, I feel like but I don't want to wait that much longer. Like I wanted to do Undertale last year and I didn't. 'Cause I haven't even bought it yet because I know as soon as I buy it, I'm gonna start playing it. So like I haven't even downloaded it yet. Um, I do try to archive streams now that I know how to do that. Because my first stream, the whole thing just it was like, I think I got confused when it was like, hey, you're done with your live stream. I went, cool. I think I accidentally told YouTube to burn my first stream with fire, so it just went away, which is a bummer. It's gone, but my last one's up. My sad one. I do like playing retro games. Zelda would be awesome. But I've played. I haven't played Skyward Sword or Link to the Past. I know both of those are very important for very different reasons. But every time Link to the Past, that was all my brother. He would play it and I would just watch it. I'm like, cool, I know the story now. And then 3D stuff started happening. I went, oh, cool, 3D. Look, you can see his face and his back. But I would love to do some Zelda stuff. I'd like to establish the gaming stuff more. And I've already played the crap out of Breath of the Wild. The show? The game or the show? Oh, Witcher. I know nothing about that. But it looks good quality. Link to the Past is free with Switch Online, but then I gotta buy Switch Online. You're gonna give me another bill to pay? It's gonna be even that much longer until I can commit to full time. If it keeps getting more expensive to be me. Night Nick. No, there's a lot. You're gonna start finding out there's a lot of games I haven't played because I played a lot of games until like I started going to school, and then I had to like wait tables and do shows and stuff. I think the most constant game in my life has been Zelda and Kingdom Hearts. But I have a Nintendo Switch thanks to the spirit of the holidays of giving, and then I have my PlayStation. But I wanna get a good streaming setup going with a computer, and then I could also do Steam because there's so many games out there that I really want to play. But I haven't played Life is Strange. That's been is it that like I heard about it a long time ago, then I saw that they had like a DLC or an extension. Is Life is Strange that big? What did I study? Musical theater. Would it be the third bill you had to pay? It would be the 8th bill. I see what you did there, though. But I do definitely want to do like on top of trying to stand, like I really loved doing like even just the highlight kind of edits that I've been doing. I even just really like those. It helps me like I love the pacing that I'm able to kind of control there or just silly things that we do. But I really want to do more of those as well as, you know, obviously trying to stand on Tuesdays. But yeah, yeah, I think I'm gonna start wrapping it up soon before I just talk in circles for another 2.5 hours. Oh my god. Do I have third billing on my channel? Yes, after Google and Susan is me. But I definitely I can't wait for all the things that 2020 is gonna bring. Like I said, I have a lot of rough structure ideas in my mind. There's a lot of things I want to do. Oh, thanks for watching my Doki. Sorry, I saw Doki Doki. That game. That was the first I think that was my first Suicide Lifeline post.
I think so too.
And that, yeah, it's crazy. But I really want to do. I'm excited for 2020. I really want to make sure that I carve out some time to like do more extra stuff, because I also like, once I do the game, I try to do it. I try to do it as best I can in one sitting, depending on the length of the game. So that way, then I just have all the footage to start going through and knocking it out. That's why I've been doing a lot of like more DLC kind of games, or like Doki Doki, where it's not 9 hours, which is the estimation I've been given for Undertale. But I really want to do Undertale. I really want to do more of that stuff, as well as more music and going to more live shows, and I'll keep interviews in mind as well moving forward, because those are really fun and cool. But I also I can't wait to start expanding on more stuff. I just love making content for you guys, and I'm so happy that you guys are watching it and everything. And I just want to say thank you guys. I hope everyone's having a good they had a good holiday, having a good holiday, having a good holiday season, whatever's going on in your life, however you spend your time. I hope that it's going okay. I hope if anybody needed a break from whatever's going on, I hope going live and talking about stuff helped. I hope that I've been able to kind of give you an idea of what's going through my mind and got you more excited for 2020 along with me. But above everything, I just want to say, like, thank you guys. And I'm really looking forward to making more stuff. I have a lot of ideas spinning around in my head. I also love later, when I judge myself and watch all 2.5 hours of this, going through kind of the comments and everything. I love spitting these ideas, like spitballing these ideas back with you guys, as well as keeping some of my surprises and plans secret. But I just want to say thank you. Thank you for helping me take a break during the holidays, just to kind of focus on myself. And thank you for helping me stay excited and enthusiastic for the future. To everyone who's been here for 2 minutes or 2.5 hours, thank you guys. But yeah, I just hope you guys know how appreciated you are. And yeah, I just thank you. I'm excited. I want 2020 to negate all the negativity and all the stress of 2019, and we only focus on the good. But thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for all your support and kindness and encouragement. Yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you, and take care of yourselves, please.